Hey everybody, my name is Brianna Lentz, and in today's video we are going to be making baking Christmas aprons. I'm going to be following a tutorial by Made Every Day. Go ahead and find all the information you want for this video down below. It'll link you to my website as well as to the original video tutorial that I watched to make these aprons. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's get started into today's project. After Thanksgiving this year, I got a bug to make some aprons. And when you go on Pinterest, there's tons of aprons that you can make. Complicated, elaborate aprons. And I just wanted something simple that I knew we would make. I'd have my kids wear once or twice. And I wanted them to be pretty for pictures because the pictures that I took while we baked, I'm probably going to have make them black and white and then put them up every year for Christmas. And I found the video by Made Every Day, and what I loved about it is that it was simple. Simple, simple, simple. And if you read my some of the articles that I post on my website, I have kind of developed a mantra that there is beautiful in simplicity, right? Like there's beauty in overcomplicated things, elaborate things, detailed things. Don't get me wrong, but there is beauty in simplicity. And I think that fits very well for these Christmas aprons and any aprons in general. I actually ended up making 4 more aprons for my booth in the local shop here in McAllister, and they're gorgeous, and they're actually all one color. But what I also really liked about these aprons is that they're very budget friendly. You don't have to use a ton of fabric to make these, and you can make a child size and you can make an adult size. When you watch their tutorial, you'll see just how simple it is to make these. I thought it would be fun to just share with you how I made mine and just kind of talk with you through it because she gives all the details and elaborates on how to do everything via instruction in her video, and I don't want to take away from that. But if you're down on the wire and you have a stash of fabric, you can make these aprons and they'd be wonderful gifts to give to your friends, your kids, your grandkids, for yourself, your friends, whatever. I mean, who doesn't want a beautiful apron, right? Like, I think they're really fun. Also, like, you could add pockets to this. I just didn't have a need to or a reason to. I'm showing you right now me splitting the threads and then doing actually what was one of my first gathers. In this project, I had never gathered anything before. I have wanted to make aprons for my girls for quite a few years, but for whatever reason, making a gathered garment or gathered anything seemed really complicated. And it's not. It's not at all. It's actually really fun. And so you just do a basting stitch and then you separate the top and the bottom threads and then you pull it to whatever size you want. That's me giving myself a thumbs up. And then you sew everything closed and you can pick out whatever threads remain and it's voila, it's super simple. This is a really fast project. I think that you could cut and sew this apron in an hour, depending on how fast of a sewer you are. I'm sure people could probably do it in half an hour. I'm not that fast. I kind of get lost in the process sometimes. And speaking of getting lost in the process, I think that for me, the part that took the longest was prepping the waistband, which is what I'm doing here. You're ironing everything down. So that way when you go to sew it, you go to sew the waistband onto the apron, everything sits where it should. You have your lines ironed, you have everything in place, and it's prep work for a reason, but it takes a long time in my mind. And I don't mind ironing, it just every time drops. Just monotonous to me. And maybe that was also because I was having so much fun creating these aprons. I just wanted to get back to my sewing machine and get this put together because it's so exciting, especially this part right here where I'm pinning it onto the skirt. It's like magic because you're going to follow one of the lines on your waistband that you took the time to crease in there, and you're going to sew the apron on it, Then you get to clip the extra threads from your gathers, and then you get to fold everything down into place, and all of a sudden you have an apron. Like, you have these two big rectangles, which all of a sudden become a really cute apron. And yeah, I know people tend to not like pins, but I do feel like excess amount of pins is crucial for this project. And I thoroughly enjoy pinning things, and I thoroughly enjoy taking the pins out. Definitely that person that if I sit down, an hour into my morning to write my to-do list, but I already did 3 things, heck yeah, I'm going to write those 3 things down that I've already done just to cross them off because it's fun. But this is another one of those projects that I think gives you small rewards throughout the process. I love those kinds of projects. I struggle with projects that you have to do all of these monotonous tasks and then kind of everything unfolds at the very end. I struggle with that. I like these small rewards that you get throughout the whole process because I'm definitely a process person. But if you're watching the video right now, you can see how it's starting to come together, and it's just magic to me. Like it looks so complicated in my mind when you see the gathers and everything's tucked inside of itself. But when you watch the process of it, you think, oh yeah, I can do that, And it's very forgiving. I mean, you can make a mistake if you rush it, but in my opinion, it's very forgiving. And I love how the fabric of the apron is basically black and white, and then there's pops of red. And I tied this red strap to bring out those pops of red. That's not normally something that I would do, but it just worked out because I had these fabrics in my stash from last year, and I love it. I think it's really pretty and vibrant. And so as you saw in the beginning of the video, I had my girls wear all black long sleeves and then blue pants, like blue jeans or blue leggings. And I thought it was so cute because as they were baking that day, or whenever they wore these for Christmas cookies, you could see the flour get on their shirt, or you could see the flour get on their skirt. And that was the whole point, was to capture them baking Christmas cookies that day. So if you haven't baked Christmas cookies yet, or whatever kind of cookies you're gonna make, I highly suggest you get them to wear black and just have them enjoy getting messy and enjoying the process of it, because that's all the fun. The fun is in the process. I mean, I enjoyed the final product of this, obviously, if you're listening, but I loved the process of making these, and then I loved the result of the girls wearing these and getting them dirty and getting themselves dirty, and they felt beautiful wearing these aprons, and I'm going to treasure this. So I highly encourage you guys, if you haven't made an apron, you can do it at any level. And thank you guys for watching my video today, and I'll see you in the next project.